Let me ask you something. What do you do when she ignores you? When your message sits there, blue-ticked, unanswered, when her tone changes from warm to cold, when the woman who once couldn't stop texting you suddenly acts like you don't exist? Do you chase? Do you double text? Do you try to remind her of your worth? Or do you sit there replaying every conversation in your mind, wondering what you did wrong? That's what most men do. They panic. They start explaining, begging, proving. They think, maybe if I show her how much I care, she'll care again. But here's the truth no one tells you. The moment you start chasing, you stop being chosen, because chasing comes from fear, and fear kills attraction faster than rejection ever could. Now, what if I told you her silence is not a punishment, it's an opportunity, an invitation to test your power, not your panic? See, most men confuse attention with connection. They think if a woman isn't talking to them, she's slipping away. But a Stoic man understands something deeper, that silence can be louder than any word ever spoken. When a woman ignores you, your reaction defines your value. If you crumble, if you get emotional, if you chase, you prove that she controls the tempo of your emotions. But if you remain calm, detached, unfazed, you shift the power instantly, because now your silence becomes mysterious. Your stillness becomes strength. Your absence becomes a mirror. And here's the crazy part. When you stop reacting, she starts reflecting. She begins to wonder, wait, why isn't he chasing? Did he move on? Did I lose him? That's when attraction rebuilds itself, quietly, naturally. But here's where most men fail. They try to act calm. They fake indifference, hoping she'll notice. That's not Stoicism, that's performance. Real Stoic calm isn't an act, it's an understanding. It's knowing that your value doesn't decrease just because someone stops clapping for you. It's realizing that your peace is more important than her attention. It's understanding that your silence carries more power than her approval ever could. So the next time she ignores you, don't fill the silence with chasing. Fill it with purpose, with progress, with peace. Because when a man chooses peace over panic, he becomes unforgettable. Not because he plays games, but because he doesn't need to. Now here's the real question. If her silence tests your emotions, can you pass that test without saying a single word? The trap of trying too hard. You ever notice how the harder you try, the colder she becomes? It's strange, isn't it? You give her attention, she pulls away. You stay available, she gets distant. You offer more, she values you less. Why does it feel like the more you care, the less she does? It's because you've been tricked into believing that love is about convincing, that attraction is built by effort, that the more you give, the more she'll see your worth. But here's the truth most men don't want to hear. The moment you start trying to prove your value, you silently admit you don't believe in it. Let that sink in. Every time you chase after attention, you're whispering to yourself, I'm not enough unless she says I am. And that's the poison that kills masculine energy from the inside out. See, when a man overextends, when he explains, overtexts, overthinks and overgives, he stops being magnetic. Because energy can smell desperation. You might smile, you might act calm, but the truth always leaks through, and women feel it deeply, instinctively. They feel when you're centered, and they feel when you're chasing validation. They feel when your attention is a gift, and when it's a plea. Here's what no one teaches men. Attraction doesn't grow in comfort, it grows in contrast. It needs mystery, it needs curiosity. It needs the feeling that she might lose you. But when you're always there, always available, always proving, you remove the mystery that makes her heartbeat rise when she thinks of you. You remove the space that lets her miss you. You remove the energy that creates desire. And then you start to wonder, why do women like the guys who don't chase? Simple, because those men radiate value without saying a word. They're not emotionally dependent on response, validation, or attention. Their calm is louder than your words. Their absence says what your paragraphs never could. It's not that they're playing games, it's that they've learned that self-worth is silent. It doesn't announce itself, It exists, and that's what makes it powerful. So when she ignores you, stop trying harder, stop explaining yourself, stop trying to fix something that doesn't need to be fixed. Because every second you try to convince her, you're accidentally training her that your love is always available, no matter how she treats it. But when you stop chasing and start choosing peace, you teach her something she won't forget, that your attention is rare, your energy is sacred, and your time is earned. So ask yourself this: are you giving her your presence because it's valuable, or because you're afraid to lose her? Because one path leads to power and the other leads to pain. The power of silence and space. Have you ever noticed silence can speak louder than words? That sometimes saying nothing at all creates more reaction than 1,000 texts ever could. It's almost strange how your absence, your quietness, can suddenly make her curious. But why does that happen? Why does the moment you stop explaining, defending, or chasing, she suddenly starts wondering about you again? Let's talk about that. See, most men panic when they feel ignored. They feel this rush of fear, this desperate urge to do something, to send one more message, to explain what they meant, to clear the air. But here's the trap. Every time you chase clarity from someone who's ignoring you, you give them confirmation of power. You silently say, "You control how I feel." And once that happens, your masculine frame starts to crumble. Because attention is energy. And energy, when freely given to someone who's withdrawing, creates imbalance. You start feeding her ego while starving your self-respect. And the more you do it, the smaller you feel inside. But here's the paradox. When you stop trying to force a connection, you actually create one, because your absence builds space, and space builds curiosity. Curiosity builds desire. See, women are emotional creatures. They don't just hear words, they feel presence. When you disappear from their emotional radar, it doesn't mean you've lost them. It means they now have to wonder where your energy went. They start to ask themselves questions they never asked before. Did he lose interest? Why isn't he reacting? Did he move on? And those questions are powerful, because for the first time, you're no longer the one chasing answers, she is. But let's make something clear. This isn't manipulation. It's not a trick. It's a reflection of your priorities. When a man starts focusing on his own life, his goals, his body, his mind, his peace, his absence isn't a tactic, it's a byproduct of alignment. He's no longer orbiting around her approval, he's building his own gravity. And that's what women feel, that shift from needing her to choosing himself, that transition from emotional dependency to inner stillness, that unshakable energy that says, "I'm okay with or without you," because attraction isn't built by presence, it's built by perceived loss of it. It's built by perceived loss of it, and when your silence speaks, it tells her everything she needs to know. You are not desperate. You are not waiting. You are not emotionally available to chaos. You're focused on creation, your life, your mission, your peace. That's why the greatest move you can make when ignored is to stay still. Stillness is not weakness, it's control, it's discipline, it's the ability to hold your center even when your emotions are begging you to act. And that, right there, is emotional mastery. Because when a woman sees a man who doesn't flinch under emotional pressure, who doesn't crumble under silence, who doesn't need validation to breathe, something shifts inside her. She starts to see what she can't manipulate. She starts to crave what she can't control. She starts to respect what doesn't react. And that's when your silence stops being empty and becomes magnetic. So here's the truth. You don't destroy her ego by arguing, explaining, or proving. You destroy it by doing nothing, by living, by moving forward, by being at peace while she's wondering where she lost your attention. That's not arrogance, that's power. Because power isn't shown by how loud you speak, it's shown by how calm you stay. The calm that breaks her illusion. Have you ever seen how uncomfortable silence makes people? Not the normal silence, but the kind where you stop explaining yourself, the kind where you stop chasing closure, the kind where you stop proving your worth. Suddenly, she doesn't know what to do with it. Your calm starts to bother her. Your stillness feels louder than her noise. But why? Why does a woman who once ignored you suddenly start feeling uneasy when you stop reacting? Why does peace make people restless? Here's the secret most men never learn. When you stop fighting for attention, you break the illusion of control, because people who rely on your reactions to feel powerful need your chaos to stay relevant. Your calm is the end of their ego's game, and that's exactly what happens when a woman ignores you to test your emotional strength. It's not always about hate or anger or rejection. Sometimes it's about curiosity. She wants to see what you do when she takes her energy away. Will you collapse? Will you start chasing her like a lost boy? Or will you stand tall in silence, still grounded, still focused, still calm? See, when you react with panic, you confirm what she already suspects, that your sense of worth depends on her attention, that you need her to feel valuable, that you're emotionally unstable without her presence. And once that belief settles in, attraction dies quietly. Because no woman can truly respect a man who doesn't respect his own emotions. But when you respond with stillness, when you don't flinch, don't beg, don't demand an explanation, something shifts inside her, because now she's facing a man who's untouchable, not cold, not arrogant, just complete. That's the difference. Detachment isn't about pretending not to care. It's about knowing you'll be fine with or without her validation. It's about staying rooted in yourself when someone else tries to shake your ground. It's about being at peace in the middle of uncertainty. That's what Stoic mastery really looks like. Emotional strength dressed in silence. It's not loud, it's not dramatic, it's invisible power. And the more you practice it, the more it changes the way you walk, talk, and even breathe. Let's take this deeper. When you become calm under emotional pressure, people don't know how to handle you, because society teaches everyone to react instantly, emotionally, and without control. But you pause, you breathe, you wait, you let the storm pass before you speak. That pause is your weapon. It gives you time to see, not just react, to see who deserves your attention, to see what's real and what's manipulation, to see how little power someone actually has when you stop playing their game. And here's the beauty: once you master calmness, you no longer need revenge. You no longer need to destroy her ego with words. Your peace already does that. Because peace exposes chaos. When you're calm and she's trying to provoke a reaction, the imbalance becomes obvious. She starts feeling foolish, and instead of you chasing her, her ego starts chasing your silence. That's when she replays everything she said. That's when she questions if she went too far. That's when she starts to realize that losing your energy means losing access to something rare: stability. Men who stay calm under pressure become rare, because everyone else is emotional, desperate, and reactive. But the man who stays grounded, he becomes mysterious, and mystery creates curiosity. Curiosity leads to attraction. Attraction builds connection, and connection built from respect lasts. So the next time a woman ignores you, remember this: she's not watching your words, she's watching your energy. If you stay calm, confident, and focused, you win. If you chase, argue, or demand, you lose. Because when you argue for attention, you lower your value. But when you stay calm, you remind her that your value was never dependent on her validation. You destroy her ego, not by trying harder, but by not trying at all. By choosing peace over chaos, by showing that your happiness doesn't need fixing because it was never broken in the first place. And that, my friend, is how calmness becomes the loudest statement you'll ever make.